Hello yogis, welcome to your practice. Go ahead and lay on your back for this session, all the way back of the head resting on the ground, and let your knees rest against each other, let your hands rest over your belly. Take a bit of time to adjust anything that needs adjustment, to find a good spot for your feet to rest so there is no pressure on your lower back. And use this time here in constructive rest to fully arrive to your mat, to your space, to your breaths, to your body, to your practice. Reaching for your motivation to practice, so you can set an intention for this time you're offering to yourself. And getting in touch with how you feel. Take a moment to notice all the places where the body is in close contact with the ground underneath. Doing a body screen from inside out. Going from the toes to the crown of the head, from the crown of the head to the toes and fingers. And start noticing as well the parts that are not in contact with the floor, are not supported. It's the body finding its place on the mat. Take a moment to release the roots of the tongue inside your mouth, soften the lips, the jaw, the space between the eyebrows. And then knowing exactly what part of the body is moving when, bring your both knees to chest, let your hands over the knees and give yourself a little hug. Squeeze the knees in, feel the lower back lengthening on the ground. Place the hands on top of the knees and make some circles with the knees, one direction, the other. Letting the knees move separate ways, one forward, the other one back. Feeling the big bones of your legs coming into the hip joint, the pelvic girdle. See what kind of sensation you find in there. Play around with your knees a little bit. And then keep your right knee to chest, gently place the left foot on the floor and give your right knee a little squeezing, a little hug. Find a spot for your knee to arrive, maybe closer to the chest, maybe closer to the armpit until it resonates with sensation into your right hip. Spend a few breaths there. Feel free to keep the other foot on the floor or lengthen the left leg all the way forward. Lengthening the leg. See how that is changing the sensation into your lower back. And then bring the left hand on the outside of your right thigh and go into a gentle twist. Opening the right arm towards the side. You might find your foot on the floor even if the knee is slightly hanging above. Send your limbs different directions and see how you offer your spine a bit of sensation, letting it spiral. You can look up towards the ceiling or look over your shoulder, opposite direction from your knee. And letting your both sit bones on the floor, bring your knees back to chest, align the spine long. Play with the knees. Once again, circling the knees. See how your right side might feel slightly different than the left. And let your right foot rest on the ground. Give your left knee a little hug. Look for a good spot. Maybe closer to the chest, maybe closer to the armpit, anywhere in between where the sensations in the left hip start making themselves noticed. You can keep the leg as it is, right foot on the floor, or lengthen the right leg forward. Feel breath here. And prepare to find your twist, letting your right hand guide the left knee all the way to the side as you open the left arm. Choose what you want to do with your gaze. Maybe you look up, maybe you look over your shoulder. Trying to feel the spine, each and every vertebra. See where the sensations are starting to form as your limbs are pulling separate directions. Letting yourself arrive with both sit bones back down on the floor. Let your both knees bend towards the sky. Walk your feet close to the sit bones, your fingertips barely touching the heels. Toes are slightly in, heels are slightly out. You start pressing into the feet and scooping the tailbone off the floor. Rise one vertebra at a time until your chest is coming towards your chin. Interlace the fingers behind your back, walk the shoulder blades towards each other, place more weight into the forearms as you let your body open. Reaching with the knees towards the front of your space as your chest is rising towards the chin. A few breaths here. Use an exhale to release your hands. Use them as brakes and let your sit bones arrive back down on the floor. Let your knees rest against each other. Separate the feet towards the edges of your space and take a moment. Feel inwards. See what changed compared to the first time you were in this position at the beginning of the practice. Feeling the lower back widening against the ground. Feeling the shoulders against the floor, back of the head. And lifting your knees back to chest, place the hands on top of the knees, massage the lower back from side to side. Big circles with the knees, one direction, the other direction. One knee coming forward, the other one back, separate circles. Squeeze your knees to chest, lift your forehead to touch the knees, make yourself small. And then you start rolling up and back, let your shoulders lift off the floor. Play with the whole length of your spine. Maybe when you come forward, you'll let your feet float above the floor. Last time you come forward, let yourself float with the feet right above the floor as you lift the chest. Find your sit bones, find the length of your spine. You may remain here supporting your legs or letting go of your arms forward. Feel free to rise the legs as much as your body allows, maybe even lengthen them all the way in front of your face, as long as you're not collapsing into your lower back. And gently place the feet on the floor, open the knees to the side, and see if you can reach forward, building enough strength in your abdomen, pressing into the feet, reaching forward. And if you manage to lift yourself up without the hands supporting your sit bones to rise, see what it needs to happen. What are the muscles that you need to engage to lift yourself up, not compromising? And it's possible that you might not lift yourself up, but just doing the exercise. And then letting your knees come back together and give yourself a little hug. Let your forehead over the knees. Start sliding your hands over the forearms, over the thighs, and let yourself ride all the way back on the ground, back of the head on the floor. Adjust the feet, let your arms long. Press on the feet and rise the sit bones off the floor. This time maybe you'll let your elbows walk behind and you bring the hands underneath your waistline with the thumb towards the spine and the other four fingers over the waist. Feel breath here, pressing on the feet, rolling the thighs towards each other, lifting the chest towards the chin. Use an exhale, release the hands, gently place the tailbone back down on the floor. And lift your both knees to chest, give yourself a little hug. Open the arms like a cactus or T-shape and gently let your both knees over the right side. Turn the gaze over the left shoulder. Let your both sit bones back down on the floor. Adjust the spine and prepare to twist to the other side. Both knees over towards the left as you open your right arm. Turning the face away from the knees. Slowly, gently, both sit bones on the floor, both knees to chest. Take a breath in, lift your forehead to touch the knees. Let the hands support your legs and start rolling up and down. Floating the feet as you come forward. It's okay to touch the ground. And once again, arriving into your boat pose, choosing the variation that works for you. Maybe legs lengthening all the way in front of you, maybe supporting the legs with the hands, maybe letting go of your arms forward. Feel breath here. And letting the feet on the floor. Reach with your hands forward. And if you manage to lift without your hands, you'll have to sit back down. So do this a few times. Maybe your sit bones are lifting off the floor. See what are the muscles that you need to engage to reach forward, imagining that you're going to lift all the way. Resist the urge to place the hands behind and see what happens. And if you're all the way standing, gently come back to a seat. Place the feet back together, hands over the knees, and give yourself a little hug. Start sliding the hands over the forearms, over the thighs gently, one vertebra at a time, letting yourself go all the way back of the head on the ground. Adjust the feet. Pressing on the feet, take a breath in, scoop the tailbone off the floor, and this time bring the arms all the way behind your back. Make sure you're not moving the head. Keep your neck safe. Press on the feet, reach with the tops of the knees forward towards the top of your space as you engage the back body. And let the front body open. Gently as you exhale, allow the hands to drop back at the same time when your sit bones arrive on the floor. Guide your knees to chest. Give yourself a little hug. Let the upper side of the body back down on the floor. Extend your left leg. Keep your right leg up and extend the leg all the way towards the ceiling. Place the hands behind your side and reach into your heels. Left heel forward, right heel up towards the ceiling. See if you can catch your toes with the right fingers, and if that's not possible, just walk the hands a little bit higher over your calf, behind your shin. See how close you can go without bending the knee. And take a breath in as you exhale. Bring your chest towards the knee. Rise, leading with your chest, not with your forehead. Bringing the leg as close to the body as you possibly can. Reach into the other heel. Remain with the breath. Use an exhale, release the upper side of the body on the floor. Let go of your toes. Keep the leg long. And on a count of 10, letting the right leg arrive all the way on the ground. 5, 4, make sure you're not dropping it. 2, 1, touch down. Notice the difference between one side and the other. And prepare to change sides, bringing your left leg all the way high up, reaching into your heel. Catch the back of your thigh. Let your right leg extend forward, reaching into the heels. Left heel pushing into the ceiling, right heel pushing forward. Walk the hands. How close to the foot can you walk them without forcing, keeping the left leg long? And maybe your left toes will meet the left wrist fingers. If that's not possible for you, keep the hands behind your calf. Any level of your leg that is available. Take a breath in and leading with your chest. You're trying to bring the chest towards the leg and leg towards the chest. Breathe in here. And letting go of the upper side of the body of the hand. Keep the leg long on a count of 10. Allowing the left leg to arrive on the ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a moment, feel your long legs, adjust anything that needs adjustment. And walk the feet back to your sit bones. Lengthen the arms to touch your heels. Adjust the feet hip width apart. Press on the feet and rising. Scoop the tailbone off the floor. Bring your arms underneath. Walking the elbows towards each other. Support your lower back once again. Thumbs meeting over towards the spine and the other 4 fingers coming forward around the waistline. Adjust your support, elbows in. Make sure you're not moving the head. See if you can bring your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Remain here, trying to level your hips, making sure you're not collapsing anyway. And both feet on the floor. Support your spine, your lower back. More weight into your right side as you lift your left leg all the way up. Few breaths, reaching into your left leg like it's floating, taking the whole front body higher. And both feet on the floor. Remain here, not rushing anything. First letting go of the hands and then gently, gently, sit bones arriving back on the floor. Move the feet towards the edges of your space. Let your knees rest against each other. Let the hands rest on top of your body. Return to the breath. Let everything settle. And adjust the feet once again, hip width apart. Pick up your right leg all the way up, flex the foot and create a figure 4 over the other leg. So if you can let your right hand go in between the legs and catch the back of your left thigh. For some of you it's possible to catch the front of your shin. Guiding the left leg towards the chest as you resist with the right leg. See where the sensations are happening. What's happening if you bring the left knee closer to the chest, maybe a little bit on the outside, keeping the sit bones on the floor. Keep the legs exactly as they are. Release your hands. Let your left hand catch the right foot and gently you allow your right foot to drop on the floor on the left side of the body. As you open the right arm towards the side, looking over your shoulder. So the right foot is flashed on the floor and the right knee is still pointing up. Some of you will prefer to reach with the right hand and catch the left ankle. Allowing both sit bones back down on the floor, undo the legs. Keep the feet towards the edges of the space and let your knees drop from side to side. Adjust the feet, sit bones once again, and lift your left leg all the way up. Reach, flex the foot and create a figure 4 over the right side. Left hand going in between the legs as you catch the back of your right thigh, guiding the right knee closer to the chest as you resist with the left. Spending a few breaths here. Keeping the legs as they are, releasing the hands, your right hand catching the left foot, and encourage it to arrive flat on the floor on the right side of the body as you open the left arm to the side. Maybe the left hand going to catch your right ankle, if that feels good. So your left foot, sole of the foot on the ground, knee, left knee up towards the sky. See where sensations are happening. Slowly let your both sit bones back down on the floor, release the legs, keep the feet towards the edges of your mat, of your space, windshield line for the legs. And let your feet towards the edges of the mat, knees together, place the hands back down on your belly, adjust the sit bones, the shoulders, let your chin on the same line with the chest, and let yourself arrive back to the breath, to your intention. Let everything settle. Acknowledge what happened in your body. What kind of sensations you're feeling. Open that screening once again, noticing what parts of the body are touching down, from the toes to the crown of the head, from the crown of the head to the toes. What parts of the body are not in close contact with the ground. What kind of sensations you're feeling. You may remain here, allowing the body to rest a bit longer. And if it's time for you to close the practice, make sure you're not rushing. Allow the body to go to one side first, propping yourself up into the arm that is on top to make your way to a seat. Find your tall spine. Thank you for sharing the practice today. Namaste.